Hi everyone. So I'm going to set up Windows 2016 standard, not the desktop version. It's Windows 2016 core really, and we'll do it through Hyper-V Manager, and then we're going to set up an Active Directory through PowerShell. So let's set up a new virtual machine. And we will just go next, generation next. Let's give it a bit more RAM. Because it's just a non-desktop version, you won't need that much RAM. But let's just give it a little bit. Too much hard drive. We'll put 20 gigabytes is fine. Now let's find the installation media. And I've already got this here, so you just locate where your ISO server is and you should be good to go. Go next and finish. So it'll create the virtual machine. Now I've just called it new virtual machine. You can call it anything you like. Rename, I'm just going to say Windows Core 2016. Okay, then we go over here to, or right click, start. So that's going to start now, and it's running. Let's just double click that, and this appears again. So we go to Australia, sorry, English Australia, or whichever country. If you're in the US, you choose whatever you like. But we're in Australia, so choose Australia. Keyboard's fine. Install now. So this will take some time. And I might pause the video while that's going ahead. Actually, no, I won't. Let's wait a sec. So these are the four options here. Data center standard. We'll go for standard. Now it defaults, Windows 16 defaults to the standard evaluation edition. If you've got a normal with a non-evaluation, that won't be there. That's if you want the desktop experience, but we want the standard, the non-desktop, important. The default will go to just the command line interface version. You won't get all the other stuff. So let's go to next, accept a license, custom. I'm sure many of you done this many times, but all right. So this is where I'm going to pause the video and wait for this to complete. So that came straight to this screen. So it was only 2 or 3 minutes. It didn't take very long. So now we're going to just go into the. So this is what it's going to look like. No desktop. Enter. I'm going to put a password. Choose a password that's got a mixture of numbers and letters, and then press OK. Okay, great. So that was quick. That installation was very fast. If we had have done it through desktop, it would be a little bit longer. So let's start PowerShell, because now that we have installed Windows 2016, the standard version, the non-desktop version, we'll go straight into PowerShell. Now there's a couple of things we need to do. So first of all, we need to have a look at what the host name is at the beginning. So this is a randomly assigned host name. During the normal 2016 desktop version, we can show it through systems, I believe. I'll just double check that. Yeah, through the systems. Right click Windows, and then right click Windows, and then go into system, and that should get you that way. But this is much quicker. You can see that I'm doing things a little bit more quicker now. Now I'm going to rename, and I just press tab to get the remaining characters, and then I'm going to, so we'll need to put in the old computer name, because we're going to change that one. So put that in commas, and that's Win Q5 TTVB6. I hope that's a 0. Could be an O. I think that could be an O. It looks too big to be a 0. That's a little annoying. But 0 is 0. That should be it. If there's an error, it will tell us. So new name, and I'm going to call it just a server. We'll call it server DC. Okay, so I'll just double check. There's a couple of errors that I've fixed now. So what we do is we type rename computer, and then it's dash computer name, the name of the computer as it currently stands, and then the new name that we want. So we'll press enter. Warning, the changes will take after you restart the computer. So now what we need to do is restart the computer now. And in PowerShell, it should be restart, just double check that. Restart computer. There we go. And that'll restart that now. So far so good. Then we'll need to do some, we need to change the IP address. That's our next thing that we've got to do now. We need a static IP address. We'll just expand that a bit. Well, it's a bit. Let's not expand that. Let's go to view and get a better, we can't zoom. Usually should be able to zoom that, but maybe we'll go up to the hyper terminal, customize. Nope. Never mind, we'll have to put up with that for a bit. Put our password in there. Okay, that's better. That's a bit better now. Okay, so let's go back into PowerShell. Start PowerShell. Awesome. So let's put a static IP address on our server so that we can get ready to set up the Active Directory domain. So the first thing we're going to do now is we're going to actually check what the network adapter is, because we need to know the name of the actual index here and the name of the Ethernet controller. And we can go to, I've already done this configuration before, but I'm just going to, I'll show you step by step. So then now that I know that the name of the Ethernet controller, the NIC card, or the NIC, the network interface card, is Ethernet, we type in new /net IP address dash interface alias Ethernet, IP address, which is that one, address family version 4, prefix, which is the network mask 24, and the default gateway. We press enter. It already exists, so because I already configured that. Then we go to the DNS. We're going to set the DNS client server address. So there it is, set -DNS client server address -interface index to server address. I'm just going to put it as, there's a space there. I'm just going to put that up. But if I do that, okay, so that's good. Everything is working fine now. So now let's just confirm it's worked. So yep, there we go. Interface index, the number 2, second one, and that is fine. All good. Okay, so let's clear screen. The next step is we're going to now add Windows and features Active Directory domain services. So let's do that. Add Windows, feature Active Domain Servers. So that'll add the domain services now. In my other video that I've got on YouTube that I might show, that I'll display in the comments section, I've got another YouTube video where I actually go through the desktop version, and it's much more quicker doing it this way. And This is really, really fast. So now let's install the domain now. So install Active Directory domain, and let's choose a domain name here. Let's call it, just call it harry.com. So this is the domain. Okay, and then press enter. So actually that's incorrect. It's not the domain. We have to set up the Forrest first. So we're going to set up the Forrest now. Yes to that. So that'll install the Forrest. So we'll just wait for that to continue that. We'll put pause for a sec. So far so good. So that'll restart. You're about to be signed out, and it'll restart, and this is perfectly fine. So that'll do that. I'll put pause, and then we'll just wait for it to come back on. So that's good. So the computer's restarted. Now let's confirm that the Active Directory is installed. We type in get/Active Directory domain, or AD domain, and we can see that there's my computer name over here. Where is it? Server.dc, the Harry domain. So that's the Forrest, which is our head domain. We can see that DNS is up and running. Now that's really quick. Everything's working really fast. If we did it in desktop version, it'll take far longer. It takes like 20-30 minutes. I've done a presentation on YouTube where it took me 45 minutes all up. This really only took us around about 10-15 minutes. It's very quick and easy and light and all good. Now just really quickly, for those interested in knowing why would we do this, why would we just concentrate on PowerShell and not desktop experience, there's a couple of reasons. The first one is the resources that we need. I'm running 2 gigs of RAM on this, and it's working fast, fine, no problems at all. Now, Windows 2016 server with 2 gigs of RAM might be okay, but I personally wouldn't put anything lower than 4 gigs as a minimum. In a live environment, I would put as much as I can into the resources there. But in this scenario, 2 gigs of RAM, it's more than sufficient. I don't have all the graphics and all the things that come with the desktop environment. The other reason is now I can SSH into this using, so if I'm on another system and I'm across the internet, I can SSH using this IP address, and I can remotely configure it, and the remote is there's only text that's going across the internet. There's not a lot of traffic going, but with the desktop environment, there's a heavy traffic. So thanks for viewing. If anyone has any questions, please in the comments send me questions, and let me know if there are any issues. But it's great that everyone's watched it. Thank you very much. Enjoy.